Hello friends, welcome to the Trading Temple channel. Today we're going to analyze the Near protocol chart and see what changes have happened to its situation recently. To be honest, not much has changed. The price is still in a range. As you can clearly see, we've been consistently trading within a defined range for an extended period, specifically for almost 210 days now. And ever since that time, the absolute top boundary of this particular trading range has consistently been established at approximately $3.5. The bottom of the range is $1.8. And now on this trend line that I've drawn here, the one we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Near protocol needs to break through this trend line if it wants to make a move higher. As you can see, it has tested this trend line several times and hasn't been able to break through it, getting rejected every time it hits it. Here it faced a strong rejection, and here another time a bit less. And here once again it dropped. Now if we look at its moving averages, we can see that it has lost all of its moving averages. This makes things a bit more complicated, and at the same time, this is the second time it's getting close to this primary support level. This blue box that I've drawn can serve as a short-term support level for it. It's touched it once, had a bounce, and now this is the second time it's hitting it. Think of this like a door, and every time you hit this door, eventually it will break and open. And these supports are just like that, meaning if it can't hold this time either, the next time it gets hit, it will break and go down. And if it loses this support, the next support for the Near protocol is around $1.8, which is quite a drop. It will fall here, and it will most likely lose this level too if it gets that far. So far, things are still okay. Its position is still holding this level. It hasn't lost it yet, and it's still within the range. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the price has dropped sharply recently. And if we draw a trend line, this could be a short-term trend line for it. We can see that right now it also has a short-term trend line, and if it wants to go up, it needs to break this trend line. If it breaks, it will move up to these areas, then it will come back to test this higher trend line, and if it breaks this upper trend line, it's very likely that it will also break this strong resistance, which has been acting as resistance for almost a year. From there on, meaning in this area that I've marked, the speed of Near protocol will increase, and it's very likely that it can move up more rapidly from that point. The only problem Near protocol has right now is that it needs to get past this area if it wants to move toward $8. Its situation is relatively similar to other altcoins, and their performance hasn't been particularly impressive either. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin chart, we can see that Bitcoin has held this support level we've been talking about for a long time. For now, it's had a small bounce. It's very important for Near protocol that Bitcoin holds this level. If Bitcoin loses this level, it will also become risky for Near protocol. Just as I said, Near protocol might go down and lose that short-term support. Now let's look at the market cap chart of altcoins. Here you can distinctly see that we have a significant resistance level, which for almost an entire month now hasn't been broken. If it does indeed break in the very next zone, it could potentially move up to this specific area, and in the subsequent round, it could even go up to this higher part. And in this particular stretch that I'm showing you, Near protocol could potentially go up to $8. This is entirely possible because right now the total market cap, excluding both Ethereum and Bitcoin, is remarkably close to its all-time high. The total market cap for the coins is a bit behind because, as I mentioned before, money first flows into the major cryptocurrencies and then it moves into altcoins that are ranked 30th and below. Gradually, money exits and enters new coins. Another interesting thing is that dominance is currently about 8% of the market, and you can see that it hasn't really moved much. And because it hasn't moved, the price of Near protocol is still $2. But if we catch such moves in altcoin dominance, these are the moves that indicate an alt season is happening, and it's during these moves that Near Protocol could, for example, reach $20, $30, or even $40. When do you think this will happen? According to my research, something interesting happened in 2021. If I overlay the Ethereum chart onto altcoins dominance, you can see that when Ethereum broke its all-time highs in 2021, altcoin dominance also went up. You can clearly see it right here in this box. Look, this is Ethereum's all-time high. In 2021, Ethereum broke its all-time highs while altcoin was still at its lowest levels. And when Ethereum's all-time highs were broken, altcoins exploded. The same thing is happening here again. If you pay attention here, you'll see that Ethereum is now close to its all-time highs. Ethereum is currently trading near its all-time historical highs, and within this particular box, we can clearly observe that altcoins market dominance could potentially go up significantly. It's very complicated, but it's something that could happen in the coming months. That was today's video about the Near protocol. A lot of people have asked what will happen to the Near protocol in the coming weeks or months. For now, it's still in a range and it needs to break out of this range. As long as it's below this trend line, things will be a bit difficult for it. But above this trend line will regain bullish momentum and most likely move above this trend line. Our next target could be around $8, but as long as it's below this trend line, it's a bit difficult. It's a complicated situation because it's also lost its moving averages for now, but Bitcoin has managed to hold its support. We'll have to see what happens in the coming weeks. And don't forget that trading is a game of probability and nothing in it is 100% certain. I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Until the next video, take care.